Hiya, my name is Elaine Thomas, also known as Mystical Mischief on some of the cake decorating forums. I had a great idea that I could show you how I did some of my modelling and show you the techniques that I used and hopefully inspire you to have a go at doing some of them yourself. Okay, what I used to make the stripes on the zebra cake is a 6-inch board, round cake board, palette knife, rolling pin, white fat Trex, pizza cutter, water and a brush, and a spot of icing sugar. Also obviously you need a white cake and black sugar paste. Okay, I'm going to show you how I work with black sugar paste. This is Renshaw's Regal Ice pre-coloured black. I did some stripes on a cake a while back and I did get asked a lot of questions on how I managed to keep the black looking so black and how I actually managed to do the stripes. So I'm going to show you how I work with the black sugar paste and how I did the stripes on the cake. Now I've just rubbed some white fat into my hands and this will help keep the colour of the black paste. If you ever find that you've put too much icing sugar with any of the pre-coloured sugar paste, if you just rub a little bit of fat back into it, it will bring the colours back out. Now I've got a white cake ready here to have the stripes put on it, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to just put a bit of water on the brush and gently just wet all the way around the side of the cake. I'm not going to go on the top, and you'll see why I don't go on the top, because I'm going to leave that because I don't want the sugar paste to stick to it yet, but I want it to stick to the sides. Now I'm being quite generous with the water, but I'm not getting it soaking wet because I don't want it dripping all the way around, but I am making sure that it is wet, that it is moist. Okay, right, I'm going to roll out the black paste. Put it to one side a minute. I'm not going to use any spacers, I don't need any spacers, so what I'm going to do is put a thin layer of icing sugar down. Now it's personal preference on if you put icing sugar or fat down, but I always find that I like to put icing sugar down. I'm going to roll this out, and the reason I'm rolling it out so thinly is because there's a lot of colour in these pre-coloured pastes. I would never use a paste, these pre-coloured pastes, to cover the cake completely. I would always cover a cake in white first and then put a thin layer of colour over it afterwards. Now you can see I've rolled that really thinly. It's not stuck to the worktop because the icing sugar has stopped it from sticking to the worktop. You can see some of the icing sugar marks. Now this is what a lot of people have trouble with, is the icing sugar marks. They say I can't get them out, but I don't find I have a problem getting them out, so I'm not quite sure what I do differently. Now what I do is polish it slightly, which rubs a lot of them out, so maybe that's the difference. But I'll give it a quick polish with my fingers. That actually removes a lot of the marks. I'm just using a palette knife basically to stop it because it's so thin now it can actually tear it, and it's just stuck slightly in the middle. There we go, smoothing now. Okay, and just to show you how quick this is, it's a pizza cutter and I'm doing rough lines, and I'm not really taking much care on whether they're all that straight really, or some are quite thick, some are quite thin. I'm not all that fussed about what they look like, because if you think about it, a zebra has not got uniform stripes, has it? So I wouldn't worry about it too much. Now I'm just going to move that bit over to one side because that's a thin little bit. We'll use that bit later. What I am going to do is I'm going to put the larger stripes on first. And you'll see exactly what I mean in a minute. Just put them to one side. And the only reason I'm moving these now is so you can see what I'm going to do. Right, so I'm moving the cake in. Like I said, I want you to see this. I'm just picking one of the stripes, of any old stripe, it doesn't matter. And I'm just going to pop it on and lay it down. Right. You're a better advantage than me, I can't quite see what I'm doing. But if you just, with your finger, just press, and with your knife, take it away at the bottom. Okay, so that's one stripe on. Now, because you haven't put any water on the top of the cake, the stripe's not stuck to the top of the cake. So we can just take away any excess. We don't want to take too much away yet, because we do need quite a lot of overhang, because we're going to put a central disc in the middle, and we want to make that look really neat. Now the piece that you've just cut off, just pop it to one side, we'll use it again later. And we're going to put some big stripes on, hiddledy-piggledy. Technical term, that hiddledy-piggledy. Around the cake, getting the big ones on first, so we can make it look slightly uniformed. And you see it, they just place straight on. This doesn't take very long at all. Okay, so I've got some of the larger stripes on there now. Now I'm just going to put some of the smaller ones on. So, getting some of the offcuts you've just taken away, just cut them diagonally, pick them up, put them on the cake. And they don't have to be perfectly straight. Like I said, a zebra's stripes aren't perfectly straight. You do want some sort of artistic appeal. I can't actually see what I'm doing here, but you do want, you know, make it to look pretty, as it were. But that's not coming on too bad. Again, grabbing some of the offcuts again, I'll just cut them diagonally like I said, and it's literally just placing them on there. Now, I mean, we've got to keep the bottom moderately tidy, but on this cake I'm going to put some balls around the bottom to finish the base of it off. So again, it's not got to be perfect, because it will to a certain degree be hidden. And again, just cutting strips around and placing them on wherever you feel like you want to place them on, really.